Good morning, everybody. It's your friend and brother Derek Day coming to you on this brisk Northern California morning. Today is Wisdom Wednesday, and this is your everyday encouragement. And yesterday we talked about warming up and the importance of warming up and why it's important to prepare your body for an activity. Well, in preparing your body, we also want to know when it is appropriate to warm up, when it is appropriate to stretch, and when it is appropriate not to stretch. And that's the wisdom that I want to share with you today. You know, when you sometimes you don't want to warm up, or you don't want to excessively prepare. I mean, basically you need to prepare for anything, but there's a way to do it right, and there's a way to overdo it. One of the things you don't want to do when not to stretch, you don't want to stretch to accommodate bad relationships. You don't want to stretch to accommodate bad investments. You don't want to stretch to extend yourself into spiritual, mental, or physical exhaustion. My friend and mentor, Ed Delph, once told me, he said, "Blessed are the flexible, for they will not be bent out of shape." But watch this. You have to be careful not to overstretch yourself so that you become inflexible or rigid, because you can overstretch to the point where you overdo a muscle or overdo a ligament, and then you're incapable of any further flexibility. So we want to make sure that we know when not to stretch. Now, one last thing that I want to do is I want to tell you that there's a thing in stretching, like when you stretch to like touch your toes, you want to stretch into a nice comfortable stretch, and that's called a dynamic stretch. What you don't want to do is what's called a ballistic stretch. And a ballistic stretch, you've seen people do it, they bend down to touch their toes and they bounce. And what happens is you run the risk of injuring your back, run the risk of injuring your hamstrings, you run the risk of injury when you do a ballistic stretch. Why? Because you are alternating between stretching and or between tension and relaxation, and you don't want to do that. You want to stretch to the point that you're comfortable stretching, and then relax and recover. That's wisdom. You don't want to overstretch yourself. Listen, don't overextend yourself. There are so many ways we want to be Superman or Superwoman so many times where we're just, we're trying to do everything, and you just can't. You have to know when to extend and when to stop, because if you overextend at the wrong time, you may permanently injure or damage yourself. And I'm not just talking about your physical body, but you could damage yourself emotionally or spiritually as well. I hope that blesses you. Hey, I'm Derek Day. This is your everyday encouragement, Wisdom Wednesday. God loves you, and so do I. And I pray that you have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Stay blessed. Bye.